night, Carlos and Jay, alright. Talking love so bright under the studio lights. Dating tips galore, they're never a bore. Laughing till we're sore, tuning in for more. Love in black and white, they keep it loose and tight. Putting love back in sight with every funny bite. Relationships they break, from real to all that's fake. These guys never flake, always make you stay awake. Love in black and white, Carlos J take flight. Keep your love in mind so right, every single night. Through laughter, tears and fears, they've gotten us for years. With jokes and all that's dear, our love's clear. Through laughter, tears and fears, they've gotten us for years. With jokes and all that's dear, our love's clear.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Love in Black and White, where each week Carlos and I try and put the love back in you right. I'm one of the hosts, Big Irish Jay Hollins. As usual, we have the Black de Bergerac, the Coco co-host, the Black Don Juan,
none of that.
part-time famous, full-time funny Carlos Anthony.
We in the building. What's happening? I had to get my butterfly collars today. I'm trying to get my collars together. Yeah, you know.
Maybe fucking put the ears out. Fucking ear.
What's going on here?
I don't know. What's up, Carlos? How you doing? How you doing?
Hey man, we here. We here. You know, life is lifing, and that's a good thing. To be very clear, life is lifing in a good way. But we making it. We scratching and surviving.
Yes, and like fresh faded up. Oh God. Oh,
did you go
that? Oh God. Your face just, Jesus Christ. Oh man. I almost, do we start with that first one or come back? Yeah, let's start with it. Shannon Sharpe.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start with that because I mean, goodness, have you heard?
So I haven't delved into here. Tell me what I'm missing. This is all I know, or that I think I know. Shannon Sharpe, who's 60, is that right?
That's a good question. He's got to be. If I'm 50, Shannon Sharpe got to be at least 60.
Let me see. Shannon Sharpe age.
How old is Shannon?
56.
Sharpe?
He's 56.
Close enough.
Yeah. Okay.
He's right up there with you. Go on. It's almost like you froze up. That's what happens in your old age. You get locked up.
But he was banging some 20-year-old OnlyFans. Am I right so far?
Yeah.
And I think I saw that. Oh, and she has a recorded phone call or something where she said something like, "Why didn't you put the condom on like I told you to? And why did you put it in my butt when I told you not to?" Have you heard that?
I ain't heard that one.
And then the only other thing, she's like, she tried to blackmail him. Is that right? And now she's taking him to court. Or that's all I know. All I know is his age, and she's 20. That's about the only thing I know for sure.
That's the gist of it. But it sounded like everything was consensual. But now she's doing the shakedown and asking for $50 million because she isn't claiming that he raped her because there's no criminal charges being filed. They're not seeking any criminal charges against us. This is a civil suit. So they're basically saying, hey, I'll forget everything that happened if you give me $50 million, which is quite bizarre in itself. And again, I never, let me repeat, never undermine a woman's feelings or emotions about rape. Let's be crystal
Right.
clear. I don't play that game. I don't side with that. However, in this particular case, in this case only, I find it bizarre that you aren't asking for any criminal charges to be filed if that is your claim. That's weird to me. So he offered her $10 million. She didn't take that, which I'm not giving you a dime. If I'm not giving you a dime. If we had a consensual agreement and that's what it was, and we talk reckless to each other, and that's what we did, and now all of a sudden you think, hey, well, shoot, man, we should get paid for this. No, that's not how that works. It's not how it works.
It sucks that just in general that he even offered 10 million.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's with like all these frivolous. I almost said flavorous.
This flavorous accusation.
I was like flivorous. No, flivorous ain't the word. No, frivolous. It's like it's like how I mean, I'm sure you heard all the stories where Trump will hire, not to get political, but Trump will hire whoever, somebody to do some work, and they agree. The person will be like, okay, it's $1 million, and Trump will be like, all right, cool. He does the work, and then Trump goes, I'll give you 300,000. And the guy's like, right. No, we agreed on $1 million. He's like, take me to court. and people will settle for that. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I get, and I say that very loosely, why you would offer something to go away. However, that number is absolutely absurd. 10 million, that's absurd to offer her that, unless you felt like in some way, in some shape, form, or fashion, that you were inappropriate at some point. You're like, hey man, I could have been here. I could have done too much here, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to make this go away. But I don't know. It adds that essence of guilt in some way when you offer something like that.
But see, I'm you know, it's in the time that we are now, you gotta always beforehand, like you did, you always gotta preface it like, yes, you know, I'm on the side of women, you know, you know, but it's like, it's also, you know, you're saying that's an awful lot of numbers, or big numbers. So is there some guilt in there, or it's all relative, you know, like 10 million to us is like fucking, you know, but right. I don't know how much money I mean, his fucking videos get a lot of views. Yeah. I don't know what kind of money he's making. Like, is it a thing where he's like, man, I want to deal with this shit. Just give her 10 million, offer her 10 million. And then she's like, no. And then he's like, all right, well then fuck her. You know, so I don't know.
I mean, he has been coming up. I mean, from what I've heard, he's invested well, and he's doing well with his money. So it could be that too. But because I don't want to make him think. Well, I make him think. He doesn't care what the fuck I think. I don't want to.
Wait. I haven't talked to Carlos yet. Hold on. Let me go.
Right. I don't want to assume that he is guilty of anything. But like I said, I didn't hear that the video, the recordings that you heard, but the one I did hear, I was like, this sounds like some dirty talking shit. Like, yeah, I'll choke the shit out of you, baby. That's what it sounded like. A very casual conversation about some shit you might do later on. So to use that is wild to me in this particular case. But he also should, let's even go further with regards to him. Come on, Shannon, man. You 56 years old, dog. You 56 years old. This dating world pool and this shit right now that's going on is so vastly different than when he was dating 40 years ago. You couple in social media, which we'll get into in just a minute with that regard. You social media, people were screenshotting and recording everything that you do, and you're a big name person. Mm-hmm. You got to take all these things into consideration. Shoot, stop trying to live your best life with these 20-year-olds. Like I posted yesterday, go get Gladys. Gladys is cool.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that, like, I just heard a snippet of her saying, you know, like, why didn't you wear the condom when or you should have wore a condom, like I said, and then something like, and you put it in my butt when I didn't want you to, or something. I don't know, but it very much has a feeling of like, I'm going to call somebody, I'm going to record this and call somebody to entrap them, you know, which, you know, did he know that you were recording this ahead of time? No, probably not. So I'm like, yeah, it's like it's all just fucking like weasel shit. I don't know.
I would tell if I am the public relations person, assistant, manager, friend of anybody who is at that level or who has some type of status in this world, and you have to protect that, you better do that at all costs. Be
Yeah.
careful what you say. Be careful. And it's sad that we have to live like this, but in that particular situation, in this particular situation, you have to, because now you're messing with your hard work. All that hard work that you did in the NFL to get to that level, all this hard work that you've done in the sportscasting and broadcasting world to get to this level, you're going to throw that away for a 20-year-old claiming to have been raped. Come on, bro. You got to be smarter than that. You got to be smarter than that.
Now, let me ask you this. Okay, and we're gonna these. Jesus Christ! I'm prefacing this up front by saying I'm throwing out just ridiculous numbers, so this will make sense. But okay, Carlos, some girl you hooked up with. It was just a fling, whatever. And then she calls you and she's trying to extort you like Shannon Sharpe. But she says, again, these are dumb numbers, but she says she wants $100, right? Now, is this a thing where you're like, I'll pay the $100, get it over with? Or are you like, no, I didn't. I know what's right. I did not rape you or whatever. So I'm going to fight it.
I probably would fight it. I mean, if the situation was again consensual, which it should have been, and now you're coming in on the back end and you're trying to get even because to me even $100 would be like, what is that all you need? I'd rather you ask me.
I just put that number.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, even if that's the case, it'd be like, is that what you need? You could have just came to me as a friend and asked me for that.
Yeah.
So same thing with this chick. Y'all clearly they had a sexual relationship. Do you think that if she asked Shannon Sharpe for some money, that dude would be like, no, it's going about your business? He probably ain't giving you $10 million.
Yeah.
But you could get something from him just on the fact that y'all have had some type of relationship with each other. But what it is greed starts to get into play. People start getting in your ear. People start talking, oh man, you messing with Shannon? Girl, I get that money off of him. Now it's a different world we living in right now.
And now playing devil's advocate, we were saying, Shannon, you 56 years old. What are you as a 20-year-old? What's the first thing everybody thinks? Oh, you're 20 and you're fucking a 56-year-old? What's the story there? You guys have a lot in common.
Right. But I wouldn't even remotely not believe that she didn't know who Shannon Sharpe was.
Oh, yeah.
It's the same with the 20-year-old chick that's dating Bill Belichick. It's the same with the 20-year-old chick dating the ugly ass Raiders owner. Come on, man. You tell me you don't know who that dude is?
Mike Davis was like, okay.
Yeah, okay. Just knock it off. Like
you just saw a handsome guy.
Right. Pulling up in the Rolls Royce Phantom.
Yeah, with
that dude. Yeah, come on, knock it off.
Fucking Padres hairdo, the little bowl cut.
Like the kid off the Simpsons.
And now, piggybacking off this topic, Anthony Davis.
What did he do?
Do you know about this or not? Not Anthony Davis.
Oh, you talking about Anthony Edwards?
Yes, Anthony Edwards. So, and for those that don't know, so Anthony Edwards was dating some chick, and he was very upfront from the beginning, from what I've read or what I understand of it. And I could be wrong, and I'm sure people will correct me if I am. But from what I understand, they were dating, fucking whatever, and he was very clear that he didn't want kids, no matter what. Mm-hmm. She gets pregnant, however that happened. I don't know the details. And he was like, "Oh, damn! All right, so you getting an abortion?" And she was like, "No, I'm keeping it." And he's like, "I don't want a kid. I don't want to be involved." And so she had the kid, and he basically, and even leading up to it, he was saying, you're gonna be a single mom because I'm not gonna have anything to do with the kid. He's like, I've been pretty clear. And so he just was like, she had the kid, they figured out the child support or whatever, and he was like, cool, here's fucking $1 million, you're good, don't ever talk to me again. And he's like so matter of fact about it. It's interesting, like you usually some people you'll hear will be like they'll say whatever, but he's just like, nah, man, I don't want a kid. So fucking here's what I'm legally responsible for. Don't ever talk to me again.
I'm not mad at him, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I hate that for the child because
Yeah.
obviously, this is a child that's going to be missing a parent that helped bring them into this world. However, if he told her that up front,
Yeah.
and she did something in the course of them having sex that obviously created this child, unless he just out here raw dogging chicks, which would be shit, man. That would, dude, get your life together.
Yeah.
But if she did something in that event that created this situation, and he told her, "Hey, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it," because he literally just had a baby with his actual girlfriend.
Oh.
So I mean, yeah, it's a brand new baby. So you got two coming back to back. He probably like, no, I told you I wasn't leaving my girl. I wasn't leaving my girl. I got my baby over here. You do what you want. I'm not mad at him for handling his financial business and being like, I'll see you later. Shit. You know how many times I wanted to pay all. I wish I had the means to pay all my child support and be like, man, I'm listen. I've done my financial obligations, the legal part of it. Of course, I'm going to continue to help with my kids, but yeah, no, I'd rather get that off my plate and go on about my business.
Dude, when I was like early 20s, was I in high school? No, I was early 20s. I had hooked up with this chick. Like we had sex one time, me and this girl. I wore a condom didn't break or anything like that, right? And then whatever time after that, she tells me she's pregnant, and I was like, oh fuck. And so I'm like, I'm like, so what do you want to do, blah blah blah. And something was telling me, how like you have like gut feeling, and I was like, but it's like part of me was like, I think she's trying to work me, but then you don't want to accuse somebody of that,
Right.
and it's wrong, and you're like, god damn, right? So I threw it out because I wanted to see what her reaction was, and I was like, well, what do you think about getting an abortion? Immediately she was like, oh, I'm gonna need I can't remember the amount of money she said at the time, but she was like, I'm gonna need blah 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 money. I was like, okay, all right, well, we'll talk, let's talk tomorrow or something. So at the time, I wasn't really talking with my mom, and so I talked to my buddy Damien, his mom, and I was telling her the whole scenario, and she goes, next time you talk to her, tell her you want her to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, all right. So the next day I talked to her, and I was like, yeah, I've been thinking about it, and I think it might be cool. I'm like, why don't you keep it? The first thing she says is, she's like, well, I may have a miscarriage. I was like, why would you say that? And she's like, well, I've had a few before, and I'm like, all right, well, just keep me posted. And then fucking I had a miscarriage or whatever. I mean, if she really did, it sounds so fucked up to be like, oh, but, yeah, I was just like, okay.
I did hear about that back in the day, that women were doing that. Like, you get money, which is it's a very fucked up situation, because now you're playing on people's emotions. You're playing on, as maybe that dude wants to be a father, and he just ain't prepared for it. But he's like, hey man, I'll handle my responsibility. It's a lot of factors in that regard. So to do that, knowing that you're just trying to get money,
yeah.
Again, just ask for the money. Just ask for
Yeah.
the money. Cut out the middleman. Let's stop all the foolishness and just get to the money. And so I can tell you no right out the gate.
I know, it's so crazy though how both times immediately she's like, okay, well, I need this amount of money for that, and I'm like, all right, let me think about it. And
How'd you know that on top? Did you Google it? Yeah, that's
I know.
weird.
I put Anthony Davis and I meant to put Anthony Edwards. All right. I see yours. I threw one up here. Have you ever? Yeah, you have. Okay. So what is your thoughts, or have you ever had a joke you wanted to tell, and maybe it was about the person, or had to deal with like the person you were dating? And how did or were they cool with it, or did they not want you to tell it, or?
I think I probably told it anyway. But it was something funny to what we experienced. So it wasn't derogatory
Yeah, yeah.
towards them. So it didn't make a difference either way. But of course I have jokes about my ex-wife. I mean, well, I used to, obviously after the divorce, but it was more about the divorce in itself.
Yeah.
And so, but we never talked about it, and I'm pretty confident she probably heard something in passing. But to me, it's that's our job. Our job is to
Yeah.
talk about the reality of what we deal with, and that's funny, not only to us sometimes, but it relates to other people can relate to it. So it's a beneficial comedic wise to the audience members because they might be going through the same shit that we go through.
Yeah, dude. There was a comic I knew that he was dating some chick, and he was like talking about their relationship or something. And she was like, "I don't want you to talk." And he was like, "Don't you ever tell me what to talk about on stage." Yeah. Whoa. B.S. Jeffrey said, "Do jokes about someone I stalked count?" Oh, Jeffrey, stalking is never funny.
Yeah. I probably would do that. I'd never do that. So
Yeah,
I mean,
you mean just admit to
right?
crime on
Exactly. You
stage?
just right. You're like, we got the whole 30-minute video right here. The whole
Yeah.
30-minute set right here. So
Yeah, the CCTV. Dating and social media, has social media made it better? Okay, I want you to speak on this, but I have interesting
Then you
statistics.
got to go
about
first
this.
as I put the topic up. You got to go. Do you think?
Oh, okay.
Do you think it's better?
Well, I've read, because like Angel and I, we've talked about this, like we didn't have like let's talk about this, but I mean, it's just kind of interesting. We don't really post a lot of stuff about each other on our stuff,
Mhm.
maybe during anniversary or whatever. But I've seen it a few times. There's like some statistic or something that says that couples that don't post a lot about each other are actually like more successful in their relationships, which I mean, I could see that. I mean, you got people on both sides that will try and fucking get in your business, and so I would say it has dating and social media. Has social media made it better? No, except for dating apps. I would say dating apps, it makes it easier to meet people, but and I don't know if you would call that social media or part of social media, but social
Oh,
media
yeah.
itself,
Yeah.
I'd say like Instagram to no. I think no.
I think social media has not made relationships better or dating better. I think it's made it quicker.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I think it's made it quicker. So it goes right to the point you just said about you don't have to leave your house anymore. I mean, you can sit there and scroll online all day long and talk to 50,000
Like
different people.
Uber pussy.
Right. Right. You can sit there and scroll all day long and talk to 50 different people within a matter of an hour. So I think it's been watered down from that perspective. So it makes everything this microwave society that we already live in um, goes into the dating world. But I also will co-sign with you on that too. I don't think it makes it better for relationships in whole. If your relationship cannot survive just the normal everyday ins and outs, then social media is going to fucking destroy it.
Yeah.
One is too many options. People feel like they have so many options via social media, and two, like what you said earlier, people get into your business. Everybody don't want to see you happy. They don't.
Oh
They don't
yeah.
care about your happiness.
No,
And
no.
once people start to feel like that you're in a happy relationship with someone, they want a piece of that. And so then it becomes now you become the target for the foolishness.
Yeah,
So
it's one of two things. Either they want a piece of that happiness, or they don't want to see you happy.
mhm.
And yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think if I haven't had where someone but I mean I've heard of it. Like I haven't had anybody like, but also me and Angel don't, like I said, we don't post it. We live our best life offline, you know.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think that's the best way. I mean, yeah, you can know I'm in a relationship. You can see her every so often, or vice versa. They can see me every so often, but it doesn't have to be an every single day kind of deal, or every week kind of deal, where I have to tell the people what we doing in our relationship. It's not your business. It's not your business. But the flip side to that is I've heard definitely people, well, you trying to hide so you could cheat. Well, I mean, I'm pretty confident that works for some people, and that's why they do it. But everybody just doesn't want everybody else in their business.
Yeah.
Some things are meant for us. Can we just not have that?
Yeah, and if I've had this argument with girls I've dated in the past or whatever, I'm like, if somebody wants to cheat, they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna do it. It's like, and I mean, it takes two to tango. So it's like, if I'm gonna cheat on you with someone, whether it's not gonna matter if I'm posting something every day about me and you being together or not.
Man, how many people can we name right now that post about their mates all day long, and we know they fucking off? You like, how does this work?
Dude, we were just talking last night at the cellar. Me and the other comics, we were talking about one comic and specifically that he's out of LA and just a pussy hound. Like, I remember working with him in Bellevue, Washington, and on stage talking about his wife and his kids, and all this stuff. Dude, literally after getting off stage, because this the club, the parlor, it had a comedy club and it was attached to a nightclub and pool hall. But as soon as he gets off stage, he's walking down the hall with chicks trying to go bang him. I'm like, dude, come on. I know.
You like, so yeah, it doesn't matter. You need to. It goes all the way back to the heart of what I said at the very beginning. That is, take care of home first, and to handle your business at the house. Make sure that you have a happy relationship and that everything is solid and y'all feel good about what's happening. And then if you decide to take it to social media, just on some one-offs, do that. But don't. I'm always leery of the people who are always trying to show how happy they are anyway. Like,
it gives off the same energy as that comic that's like, oh, I've been on Kevin Hart, all the shit he says he's been on that he hasn't.
Yeah, I'm out here because I want everybody to perceive that I'm doing the greatest things ever, when that's not always the reality of what's happening. It's not.
Nope.
This doesn't work that way. This doesn't work that way. So,
and this can actually roll into that. What is dudes need to stop being weird?
Oh yeah. So I was talking. Well, I wasn't talking. She actually hit me up. My ex hit me up a couple of days ago, and we cool, man, cool. She sent me like a screenshot, and this dudes out here in this world right now, it almost goes to what B.S. Jeffrey was talking about, stalking.
Oh boy.
She literally went into a business to take care of some business, and I guess the dude looked her name up and then sent her a direct message saying, hey, you came into XYZ place. I thought you were gorgeous and you were cool. Would you like to go hang out sometime? I was like, dude, that's your job. Like, how are you
risking your job over some fucking not even guaranteed pussy, just potentially maybe?
But you have to think about, if you did that to her, how many other people have you done that to? I guarantee she ain't the first.
Oh no,
because the familiarity with being able to do that, I wouldn't dare. Do you know how many women we meet during comedy shows? It'd be like, hey man, what's your name? Now I'm gonna go home. I had you right there in front of me. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna look you up.
Nope.
And then I'm gonna send you a direct message. You were at the show. I thought you were mad cool. Would you like to go hang out? You fucking weirdo. I would expect that response. You fucking weirdo. You were at work. So I'm like, man, we living in such, and that's why I say social media is such a dangerous tool right now for people who are not mentally capable of rationalizing reality versus the social media world.
Oh, dude, 100%. It's don't shit where you eat, B.S. Jeffrey said. Unless you eat ass.
Well, don't do that. I'm out.
Yeah, no good. Have you? What's the what's the weirdest way a woman has ever approached you? I know it's going to take a second to probably think. I'm trying to think myself too.
And the fact, which adds even more concrete evidence to this point, the fact that we have to think about it
Yeah.
means that most women are not going to do that. They aren't going to be at a job. I'm not going to walk into Publix and be like, "Hey, ma'am, I'm looking for what's your name?" Oh, it's Carlos. Okay, well, shoot, I'm expecting her to go home, Google me, or look up social media and be like, they don't think like that. But I think it's me and what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what word I'm looking for. That mindset that they can do that.
Oh yeah.
And it's okay because nobody's checked them on it before, or just you sick. You're a sick individual.
So is your ex and that guy now dating?
Oh, shit, no. He actually better be glad because she can be very aggressive. She better be glad he's still working.
Yeah.
Because she's the type that would blast him and put him on, not only because she has a huge social media following, but she would blast him and then call his job and get him fucking fired. So he's very lucky that she doesn't say anything about it, because why would you play with your livelihood?
Why would you do that? Makes no sense. Well, and hold on one sec. I'm trying to think of there was like any crazy ones that I've had. I mean, I've had people message me where they're like for their friend or whatever. But what's interesting is when I was fat boy, like I don't know if like fat chicks would just be like, "Oh, we're the same weight, so we'll probably like each other," or he'll like me, and I'm like, that's not really my thing.
But no woman has ever gotten out of pocket and just randomly DM'd you from meeting somewhere random that you didn't exchange information. Or tell them, "Hey, shoot, hit me up. You can find me."
I mean, I've had from after a show, but but it's a little different than just being out in the world and like not a comic, and you walk into a Walmart and the greeter's like, "Oh, I'm gonna look you up," or whatever. That's fucking, yeah, that's creepy as shit.
Because I've definitely gotten messages or DMs from women who have been to a show, because we say that at the end, follow us at whatever the case may be. We're putting that out there, and they say, "Hey, I saw you at the show. Great show. I think you're cute." And I'm like, "Okay, thank you." And then you go on about your business, but it ain't never gone any further than that. Ever.
Yeah, no. Let's do our plugs and get the fuck out of here. Do short one. No, it's perfect.
Yeah, there you go. So tonight, I'm at Off the Rails at the Plaza Sand Dollar, and then I'm with Jay tonight on the 10 o'clock show at the LA Comedy Club. Then we got this weekend I'm with Pablo Francisco at Wise Guys Town Square, also Silent but Deadly. We got Manteca coming up. We got Texas coming up. Y'all can check out parttimefamous.com.
And I'm going to be at LA Comedy Club tonight, tomorrow, Friday, 10 p.m. show every night. And then, Sunday, a little get together. We're doing the little party. But
you got to make sure you remind me.
This is now the third time. But until next week, thanks for everybody tuning in. And we'll keep trying to put the love back in you right. Bye.